Hey Clubhouse, Erin here. We are now on Ko-Fi, a support platform where you can help us grow while gaining access to exciting new storytime adventures like never before. Head to ko-fi.com and search Hippocampus Clubhouse in the Explore tab, where you'll find multiple ways to offer support, from one-time donations to choosing one of 4 membership options, all of which allow you even more access to both me and the Clubhouse, with special ways of saying thank you, including a personal shout-out to you right here on the podcast. Whether you're a monthly member, a one-time contributor, following us on Instagram, or simply love tuning in and sharing our story time with friends, we are so thankful for your support. Now, on to the show. Hi friends, welcome back to the Hippocampus Clubhouse, a fun and inclusive SEL-based storytelling podcast for kids. Erin here, and in today's story we'll meet Leo, a young boy who is starting kindergarten at a new school and feels pretty nervous about that experience. When he receives a letter from his teacher asking him about kindness before they even meet, his worries grow even larger. Will he be able to face his fears about kindergarten and share what he knows about kindness? Let's find out by getting comfy cozy and ready to open our hearts and minds with Kindergarten, Where Kindness Matters Every Day by Vera Ahia. Kindergarten, Where Kindness Matters Every Day. This is Leo. Leo is quiet, and he likes to read in quiet, plays games in quiet, even dances in quiet. He likes to talk to his mom and dad, Papa, Grandmommy, and Tulip, his cat. But Leo likes to be quiet with everyone else. Today, Leo is worrying about his first day of kindergarten. And why is Leo worried? Because a letter just arrived from his new teacher. The letter says, "Dear Leo, my name is Miss Perry. I will be your kindergarten teacher this year. On our first day, we will talk about how we are going to make our kindergarten into a kinder garden. So please come ready to share some ways that you know how to be kind. This year will be filled with new and exciting adventures, and we will learn so much together. I can't wait to meet you. Love, your teacher." For the next 2 weeks, Leo thinks about Mrs. Perry's letter every day. "I don't want new exciting adventures, Dad," he says to Papa. "And what do I know about kindness?" he asks Tulip, his kitty cat. "I don't want to share anything new with the class," he whispers to Grandmommy. On the first day of school, Miss Perry greets Leo with a smile. "Welcome, Leo," she says. "Are you ready for your first day of kindergarten?" Leo's heart goes ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. But he nods yes, and then he whispers, I'm not sure." Miss Perry looks at him and smiles. "I understand how you feel, Leo. Anytime we do something new, it can feel scary. Let's make a plan. If you feel worried, just let me know. We can figure out what to do together. Now, let's go into the classroom, and I'll introduce you to a new friend." Leo likes Miss Perry already, but he still feels a little bit worried. "Leo, meet Lanisha," says Miss Perry. "Hi," Lanisha says, looking up from a city that she has been building out of blocks. But just as she looks up, Crash! All of the blocks come tumbling down. Oh no! Lanisha says, and the sound of the crash is loud. Leo wants to run to a safe, quiet corner of the room. He covers his ears. But instead of running, he makes himself stay right there, where he is, helping Lanisha pick up the scattered pieces of her city. As Lanisha and Leo finish cleaning up the blocks, Miss Perry calls the students to join her on the carpet. Hello again, everybody, says Miss Perry. Let's start by talking about the letter I sent to each of you. Today, we are going to make a kindness pledge. I'll write down the different things that we can do to make our kindergarten classroom a kinder garden. Who wants to start? Leo feels nervous. What if Miss Perry calls on him first? But luckily, Juan raises his hand in the air and she calls on him. I raise my hand to share, and I think that is a way to be kind, Juan says, half joking, half serious, and everyone giggles. You are right, Juan, Miss Perry says. It's kind to raise our hands before sharing. A girl in front of him is bouncing up and down. Oh, yes, Chelsea, says Miss Perry. I like to say nice words to my friends like, please and thank you. Or, I love the way you drew that cat. And she giggles. Oh, yes, says Miss Perry. Nice words are the best words. Let's add that to our pledge. And she turns around to write it on the board. After adding a few more ideas to the kindness pledge, Miss Perry announces, it's time to move our bodies. Let's take a tour of the school and remember as we explore to keep looking for ways to be kind so that we can add them to our kindness pledge. As they leave the classroom, the first stop is a small office. It's the nurse's station. Leo likes Nurse Melissa's round face and big smile. They continue on, and next door is the library. When Leo sees a whole row of books about space, his heart does a happy dance. He loves planets. And then Leo wonders where they will go next. They continue on until they reach the gymnasium, and the gym is the biggest room by far. PE teacher Miss Lauren has a question for the class. Does anyone have any ideas about ways that we can show kindness in PE? She says, and many hands fly into the air. It's kind to ask others to play with you, cheers Ronaldo. Henna chimes in. It's kind not to leave anyone out. Then Naomi suggests, if you see someone fall down, then you should help them up, right? Miss Perry smiles. Those are all excellent ideas. Let's go back to the classroom and add them to our kindness pledge. They do so and have lunch. After lunch, the class heads outside for recess. And on the way, Leo nearly trips. He looks down at his shoes and his laces are untied. Leo becomes worried again, and he thinks to himself, how can I be ready for kindergarten when I don't even know how to tie my own shoes? And just then, Miss Perry appears at his side. May I? She asks, as she bends down to fix his laces and speaks to him softly. Leo, I know that you will have fun at recess, but sometimes it can get noisy out there. Could I introduce you to a few friends who I think you might have fun with at recess? And Leo nods yes. Miss Perry walks him across the yard where kids are having so much fun, but it is a bit loud for Leo's ears. She there introduces Leo to Mason, Marcus, and Emmy, who are all sitting down quietly by the jungle gym, and coloring on the sidewalk with chalk. The new friends say hello, and Marcus offers Leo some colored chalk of his own. After recess comes art class. Miss Page greets the students. Welcome to the studio, friends! Today you will draw pictures to decorate your kindness pledge. Please feel free to use any of the materials. Leo looks around and sees people using paintbrushes and scissors and glue and glitter and paint and tape and all kinds of stickers. Leo's classmates spread out and get straight to work on all of their pieces. But Leo isn't sure where to sit or even what to create. At home, he loves to draw. He even knows how to draw the entire solar system. But kindness? He's not really sure how to draw that. So he sits there with a blank page as he looks at everyone else's creativity. It's time to take all of their posters back to the classroom. And when the students return, Miss Perry says, "Our kindness pledge is looking great. But before we leave for the day, let's add a few more. Did you see any examples of kindness today? So far, this is what we have. On the kindness pledge, there are the following examples. Raise your hand to share. Use kind words. Stay in your own body space. Take turns. Include others when we play. Remember, we do not say you can't play with me. And if someone falls down, we help them back up. And if we make a mistake, say sorry." Lucy thinks about it and then speaks first. She raises her hand. Can we add clean up our own mess to the list?" she asks. "I think that's really important." Yes, very good, Lucy," said Miss Perry. "Anyone else? What did you see?" As she scans the room, Leo shuts his eyes, hoping that it will make him invisible. Xochitl, sitting beside him, raises her hand. "I liked it when Mrs. Page apologized for saying my name wrong. It happens a lot, but not everybody apologizes. And she said that she's going to practice and get it right next time." Mrs. Perry adds it to the list and also thinks it's very kind. "Phew," thinks Leo, as Mrs. Perry then calls on Lanisha. But then he hears his name. Lanisha says, "Leo helped me pick up my block pieces this morning after my city tumbled down, and that was kind." Then Marcus says, "I saw Leo picking up a bandage wrapper when we went to the nurse's office when Nurse Melissa gave me a band-aid for my finger." Leo opens his eyes as more hands rise into the air. Mason then stands up. "Leo was holding the door open for us at the library, Miss Perry." Emmy then says, "Leo opened my lunch for me when I couldn't get my fingers to work the lock properly." "Yeah, and Leo helped me when I fell in PE when playing basketball." Leo stands in wonder. "Leo," Miss Perry proclaims, "you really know how to be kind in kindergarten. And it's a good reminder that kindness isn't just the words we say, it's also in what we do." Leo can't believe his ears, while his heart makes the same ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom as it did before. He feels something else this time, too. This must be what it feels like to be ready for kindergarten. At dismissal at the end of the school day, Miss Perry walks each student out together as a group and says goodbye to them one by one. She has so many ways to say goodbye to each child. She gives them smiles or fist bumps, a foot shake, or even a high five. She also thanks each student for helping to make the kindness pledge and for being kind. When it's Leo's turn, he has something to say even before Miss Perry can speak. "Thank you for being kind, Miss Perry. "I'll see you tomorrow," as he waves goodbye. It's the next day, and Leo walks in waving hello. This is Leo on the second day of kindergarten. Sometimes he's still quiet, but sometimes he isn't. And no matter what, he is always kind. The end. So it seems, friends, that while Leo thought he didn't know much about kindness, it turns out he actually knew more than he realized. His classmates gave examples of how they shared their kindness, like raising your hand, never leaving anyone out, and apologizing if you hurt someone's feelings. And Leo showed his kindness by returning crayons to the box, holding the door for everyone, and even helping a friend who fell. You know, when my son Bryant began kindergarten this year, he also was nervous, just like Leo. Even though he had just completed TK, he was starting a whole new adventure. He was at a new school now, with new teachers and friends to meet, plus a brand new campus to explore. But the one thing we tried to remember on the first day was one of the most important values we have in our home. Always start with kindness. Whether we're meeting someone for the first time or catching up with a friend we've known for a while, kindness is always the cornerstone of our interactions with the world around us. But what about you? How do you share your kindness? And if you made a kindness pledge, what would you put on your list? Friends, I hope you enjoyed today's story, and if you did, have a grown-up click the link in the show notes now. For more stories like this one, visit our website at hippocampusclubhouse.com. Subscribe to never miss a story time with us, and follow us on Instagram at hippocampusclubhouse to join the fun. Before we go, I want to say a big thank you to our Ko-Fi and Patreon supporters. Your contributions allow our free story time to reach children just like yours all around the world. Learn more on how you can gain more Clubhouse perks by visiting our website or clicking the support link in the show notes now. Friends, thank you so much for joining me for story time today. I loved having you with me, and until next time, remember to keep telling your story with an open heart while listening to others with an open mind.